welcome everyone. I wish you were all here instead of watching us, although we're happy you're watching us. Today is the holiday party for the Wheels Museum, so we already have lots and lots of people and lots of cookies and drinks and fun, and Santa Claus is here and Elf is here, and I'm really thrilled to be here with Allan Trosclair, who's one of our greatest friends and greatest volunteers, who's wonderful here at Wheels, and every time I see him, he has new ideas for how we're going to make success, so that's what we want to do. So Allan, tell us about some of the things that are new here at Wheels and what you're up to.
Yeah, Wheels, by the way, we do have a big crowd today, so you might want to come down. It's a lot of fun when there are more people here. We have just about 2 weeks ago, we hung a new flying device, a glider that was donated to us, a full-size glider, which will wow the kids because it's big and it's not that far up in the sky, so to speak, and you can almost touch it. But it is an operational glider that some of the avionics have been taken out, but it's one of the 3 aircraft we have hanging, real aircraft hanging. We have an older home built that a gentleman used to fly around the state to visit his clients for a couple of years, but it got out of date, so he donated to us. What's unique about that device is it has an old Volkswagen engine on it, because Volkswagen engines were air-cooled, and trying to explain that to kids, the difference between an air-cooled and a water-cooled engine, is hilarious sometimes. But that's back there, and we have a plane that it's a great story. It's a skeleton, you might say. Someone dropped off a big long box of wooden parts here about 2 years ago, and it sat against the wall for a long time. One of the guys and I got together and figured out, let's open it up and be surprised. We opened it up, we found a farm for a wing rib, so we figured, it's an airplane. And through research, we found out that it was made by a company in Canada. We were able to work a favorable deal out with them to get the plans, and then we had to build a 16-foot workbench to build the plane on. It's a 28-foot wingspan. It's we didn't put an engine in it because it's strictly an exhibit, but it's also hanging. Those 3 hanging aircraft really highlight that end, and what draws your attention to that end to begin with, though, is a beautiful O-gauge train layout. When you see these train layouts that are here, you have to realize a lot of these parts are from the 50s and 60s. And the guys that keep those things running have to be commended, because I don't know where they find the parts for these old engines and cars. And it looks like something's always being needed repair. And because the layout is so old, they're in the process right now of rewiring it. So it's fun to watch them at work under the table and trying to get under there and rewire these things. So again, these things go back to literally the late 40s and the 50s. My engine from 1948 is back there. I found the other day. I had to take pictures of it and send them to my brother, because he probably doesn't believe I saw it again. But it's just those kind of things that make this place so interesting. You don't know what you're going to see. The other layout is an HO layout, which is a smaller train. It's half the size of an O, HO, half O. So the gentleman that takes care of that is a wizard as far as I'm concerned. First of all, they're very small, and second of all, again, 1950s machinery that has to dig around to find parts to replace it. And that's just a small look at what we have here. We have all sorts of other interesting exhibits, wheels that go round and round, a tractor, some old cars, whatever it may be. The kids, however, love one thing, and that's riding the train. We have an electric train that the kids can ride, and it's on a rail, so they can't get into too much trouble. We have an engineer. We certify all the engineers, and it's a lot of fun for the kids to ride on it, and it gives them a little bit of a thrill. Other than that, we have some other older equipment here. My favorite, though, is the history part. We call it the steam room, and it's why Wheels is here, it's why this building is here, it's why this facility is here. It was the gateway to the Southwest. Albuquerque became the gateway to the Southwest because of this rail yard, this train repair facility. It changed the economy of the area, and it changed the culture of the area. And a lot of people, adults included, are totally unaware of what this facility did to this area of the country. It opened up the pathway to the West Coast, actually. Is that enough?
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I want to tell you something that happened yesterday. When you talk about new exhibits, things we're getting, we are so fortunate. An organization had bought a tremendous amount of model trains and buildings, and they had a layout, 4x8 layout, and things didn't work out for them. And they gave us the entire setup. And so we brought it here, and we're going to set it up and make it work. So we're often getting very beautiful and generous donations from people, for which we're very grateful. Space is our only problem.
Yes.
Another new kind of exhibit we have a 1911 movie projector that was given to us by one of our volunteers, who I think he's in his 80s, and he had it since he was a child, went through his whole family and closets, and finally said, I'm going to bring it to Wheels. And it has film in it that has a travelogue on it from about 100 years ago. And then right after that, a lady gave us some movie cameras and other pieces of equipment like that. So I think that's very important as to the history of progress in this world, is saving that history through the movie cameras. We do work a great deal with the movies here. So that's all fitting in. The movie school is being built here, and it'll be ready in about a year. So that will be an important part of what we're doing too.
Yes.
Also, the mayor has very generously, we're working on paperwork now, told us that the Babbitt shop and welding shop is something that we can work on, where we are going to make the New Mexico Model Railroad Center, hopefully. And we just need to raise money for that and get all the paperwork done for that. But we are trying to expand all the time, and we're fortunate to be having events and people coming in a lot.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to what Leba just said, because space is our big problem. We need more space to keep this thing going. People are always bringing in things that have a tremendous connection to the history of Albuquerque and the area in general. And while the automobiles and the airplanes are nice, it's all about the history of this facility. There's a tremendous history here, and the children in school today aren't getting any of this history. So this is where they can come and get it. And again, I didn't mention, and I don't think Leba has said it yet, but this is run and managed and staffed totally by volunteers. So please come down, visit us. If you're so inclined, we're always looking for a volunteer. An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a week, and it's not hard to do. I mean, we can train you. We can train anybody to do what we do here, believe me.
I want to tell you something else that happened when you talk about space. We had a very prominent man come in last week who is the leader of several car clubs, and especially lowrider clubs. And he showed us pictures of these cars, which are $100,000, $200,000 cars, which he would like to bring in here from the 40s and 50s, magnificent restorations. But we don't have very much room. So we might have room for one or two. He said he might put one outside, but we would love to be able to accommodate and extol the virtues of the lowrider culture here and many other car cultures. And so we need space. The mayor has offered us the machine shop next door. I always talk about it. 800,000 square feet there, and we need about $100 million. So it's a big project. It's a big project, but we are optimistic that our community understands. We've been working with state senators lately. Several have been in to see us. We're very honored to have had Jay Block and Pat Woods in the last week or so. Bill Tomlin has been in twice in the last week or so. We're hoping that the legislature understands that this is the centerpiece, and as Alan said, the reason that we are all here. This is the iconic, I'm going to call it sacred place that built our city and built our state. So we're hoping that people who can help us will help us to continue the work to really make an international attraction. We've had hundreds of thousands of people here. Alan keeps the records of that, so he can prove it. And thank you for all you do all the time. And so we're trying to get more and more people from all over the world to see the meaning of the history here and of the railroad and the progress of society through moving, which is our underlying theme.
Yes,
We do that, we have fun too.
It's funny that Leba mentioned visitors from around the world. It always impresses me. We have visitors from, you'd be surprised, Africa, Central America, Middle East, Asia. Not only Europeans come to Albuquerque, but we have people that are stopping in all the time. Every month when I tally the figures, I find a new visitor from a new country. So it's sort of impressive, people that do show up here, and we always try to find out where they're from, why they're in the area, and how do they find out about Wheels. And if you are interested in coming to Wheels, please come down, bring your children, bring your grandchildren, bring your friends' children, and the kids love it. And they roam free, and the admission's free at this time, so feel free to come down.
That's right, we do a lot of field trips, and we work with every kind of disabled people, churches, and seniors, even seniors. So all kinds of people, everybody's welcome. We're also looking for people to call us. If you have an event that you'd like to do, we'd love to have you come and do an event with us here. We have some very interesting events coming up, including a presentation from a man who's been a volunteer a long time here. He runs the train. He's an expert about Model T Fords. So he happened to mention that to me the other day, and he's going to be coming in to teach us how to drive and run a Model T Ford. I don't know how to do that. So maybe I'll get a chance. Okay. Yeah, so I want to wish everyone a happy holidays and a healthy new year and a happy new year, and hope that we all work together and continue and make success for our New Mexico and our Albuquerque, which we love so much.
Right.
Thank you. There are so many things coming up at Wheels that are so exciting, so I'd like to tell you about them and hope that you will come to see us. On the 11th of January, we are having Brad Clement. It is going to be a fabulous piano cabaret show. So it's $10 a person, and it's at noon. So please come and see. It's going to be very unusual for what we've done and very special for what we've done. It's going to be great. On the 18th, we have Jose Ponce coming at 11 o'clock. He's written, I think, 6 books. He helps people write books. He helps publish books. He's a musician. He helps people in the music world. Very kind, wonderful man, and he's going to come to talk to us at 11. At 12 o'clock, we're having a very internationally famous Carrie Grumbacher is coming at 12 to play music, and that'll be Western music, and it's going to be super good, and that's $10 to hear him. Jose Ponce is a free event. On the 25th, we have a woman who happens to be also here today doing children's arts and crafts. Her name is Krista Callan Tar, and she is coming to do an event where children and adults will paint a Hogwarts picture. And I don't know exactly what she's going to charge, but it's going to be super fun to do that, 11 to 2 on the 25th. And then you'll be able to take your picture home. And she's a wonderful art teacher and a lot of fun, very sweet, lovely woman. And I think you'll have a wonderful time with her doing that. We're going to have George Russell playing music on February 1st. On February 8th, we're going to have Mike Katko, who wrote a book called Big Medicine, Pretty Water. He is a principal, writes beautiful, beautiful books and beautiful stories. That's 1 p.m. on the 8th of February. There's no charge for that event. So please come and join us at 1 o'clock on that day. On the 9th will be the Rail Yard Market, the Valentine event. So Wheels will be open on that Sunday. We will have a booth at the market, as we always do when it's open. And we have a wonderful gift shop here. And if you want to give your Valentine something lovely about trains or cars or motorcycles or bicycles or airplanes, please come to see the Wheels Museum or bring your Valentine on the 9th to the Wheels Museum, and we'll be open from 10 to 2 on that day. Now, we're having a really exciting thing. I can't wait for this. On February 15th, on that Saturday, we're having a band, and the star of that band is Jacob Decimus. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be music from Haiti and the Caribbean. It's going to be super fun. We can dance if we want to, or at least jump around and have a good time, and that's $10 for that event. We've never had the opportunity to have this before, so we're really thrilled we can do it. And then we're going to have something on the 22nd of February that we have had, and if you've missed this, don't miss it again. This is Brandon Kennedy. This is a headphone dance party. It's going to be from 12 to 2. Everybody comes in, you can come in alone, you put on headphones, and nobody can hear the music that you're hearing. And people are dancing alone, and you might look crazy, but it's a lot of fun. Or you can dance as couples or with a new friend or whatever you want to do, and that's $10. That money will go to Wheels Museum. So we're thrilled to have him. It's going to be a really, really great event. Oh, this is going to be fun. On March 1st, one of our best volunteers, Don Newland, who runs the train, is going to talk to us about, to me this is so interesting, about Model T Fords and how to run them and how to build them. And I bet there aren't too many people out there, certainly including me, who would know how to do that. So it's going to be fascinating about that old technology of the Model T Ford. So that'll be March 1st. There's no cost for that. And then we have on the 8th of March a model car swap meet, and that's going to go on from 9 to 2. So if you're interested in model cars and want to come to our swap meet, no charge for that. That's going to be a big event. So please come to that. And then on the 15th, we're having Randy Dunson, who's giving a talk about the Berlin Cutoff. He's a wonderful, wonderful person, and that's a free event, and that's at 10 o'clock in the morning. So please come to see. That's free on the 15th of March. See, things are going well. We're very, very busy. Lots going on. On the 22nd of March, the TCA, the train club, is coming here from 9 to 12. If you're interested in being part of the train club here, maybe you want to learn how to run a model train, come to that. And you'll have fun that day. Of course, there's no charge for that either. Then we have something really special on March 29th. A woman named Donatello Devanzo, who has spent literally years cataloging Route 66, will be here to give a very professional and wonderful presentation. And I don't have it, 10 o'clock in the morning. There's no charge for that. But if you're really interested in the history of Albuquerque and New Mexico, she went door to door to the Route 66 building. She did an incredible job. And she's a lovely person, and she's coming here at 10 o'clock on the 29th of March. So I hope you've marked all these things down. If you have any questions, just call me, 505-243-6269, and I'll be very happy to help you with anything, answer the question, and maybe you want to book an event too. So we miss you. If we don't see you, we need to see you. We don't want to be lonesome. So let's make New Year's successful and happy and community and together. And thank you all so much.